Hey, this is ArmedCivy. I thought I'd do 2 videos today since I've got everything out and ready to do. So this is another video on the SD9. You know, I still love this pistol. I still carry this pistol for my concealed carry all the time. Today is a video I'm going to do about the magazines. First off, the Sigma series magazines that have the floor plates like this do fit and function without any problem. So if you find some cheap Sigma magazines, this is kind of what they look like in the pistol. You know, just a little blocky, but they don't affect the function whatsoever. So just kind of a heads up that the Smith & Wesson Sigma magazines do work. But this video really is about the what are these things called? Arredondo +5 extensions. I believe they're +5, or maybe +4. You know, Bry 33 Productions had done a video of this, man, like last year sometime, and he did show them, but he didn't show you what they look like in the pistol. And I will say that when you order these, if you do decide to order them, do not order the Wolf Spring, because this is actually set up for the M&P pistols, and that's why it's at this unusual angle, because the M&P magazines are canted, so this actually will be straight instead of at an angle on an M&P mag. So just leave the original springs in here. They will function absolutely perfectly. I have not had a single issue with these thus far. In fact, it's easier to load a full magazine of 20 in this than it is 16 in that standard magazine. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. But this is what it looks like in the pistol. You can see it is at an angle. And I mean, if that's something that bothers you, if you think that looks a little unusual, it does. You know, it kind of does look a little unusual. It does have a little gap here, you can see. Okay, but you have a gap with any of these magazines. You know, I'll put this the Sigma back in here again. So you know, there is still a gap either way you look at it. But the Arredondo magazine extension, you know, this gives you a full 20 rounds of 9mm in the magazine, and then if you do carry with one in the chamber, I mean, a full 21, I think that's pretty decent for a pistol that is under $350. Now, these Arredondo magazine extensions are kind of expensive, and if you want, I mean, you can always get more. Like I have 2 in my backup magazines as well, and depending on what I'm doing, I may not run the magazine extension in the pistol as I carry it. I may just run one of the standard. It just kind of depends if I'm wearing a jacket or not. Then if I'm not, I'll probably just leave it like that. But they function very well so far that I've seen. You know, I would say further testing is probably prudent, especially if you know, if you've ever had any issues in the past with something like this. You definitely want to check it out, make sure that it does in fact work for your pistol. But I just thought I'd give you an actual view of what that looks like in the pistol itself. So you can see it does look a little unusual, and these angles don't match up to anything because, you know, the M&P's actual handle is a little bit different. So but there it is, the Arredondo +4 or 5, whatever it is, in the Smith & Wesson SD9. So thank you very much. You know, I had another thought that I did want to show you that I did not see in the other videos on these Arredondo for the SD9, is that if you look down here at the base, you can in fact see into the magazine, and there is the bottom bullet right there. You can see just the edge of it. These are not 100% fit because, you know, obviously they're designed for a different magazine. Same company, you know, it's all Smith & Wesson, but of course they have different magazines. And so you can see here that there is some movement see there. Now over years and years to come, what type of breakdown will we see with this engagement of the tab here? That's an interesting question. I do not have an answer for that. And so I just wanted to make sure that I did include this in this kind of discussion about the Arredondo for the Smith & Wesson SD9 because I think it's important to note that, so if you want absolute ultimate reliability, and I'm not saying I've had a single problem with these so far, but I can see a potential issue here, and I'm sure you probably can too. So if you do require, a 100%, stick with factory magazines that don't have weird plates on the bottom of it. So just kind of wanted to include that in this discussion.